What's up, you guys? Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? I decided to do a quick energy reading. I've got the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and while I'm shuffling, I just want to talk a little bit about the process I went through this weekend, because I'm realizing that usually if I'm going through something or experiencing something, there is probably at least one person who might be going through something similar. So for me, it was the triggering of an old pattern, and my first instinct was to want to run away from it, was to listen to my inner critic, who, by the way, is vicious. I don't know about you guys, but my inner critic is like cruel. She's so vicious. So I sat with that, and what I decided to do, and I've done it in the past, you know, I think our first reaction can be frustration, especially if it's an issue that we've worked with for a long time, that we've really put effort and energy and love into healing. Oh my gosh, I've got people doing their weed eaters and lawnmowers. Shoot, hope y'all are gonna be able to hear me. I'll try to talk loud. So it can be really frustrating and can bring up some anger directed towards the self when you realize that you've fallen into a pattern that you have really identified. You're very familiar with it, you understand it, and it's still creeping up and popping up in your life. So once I got past that stage, I really just sat with, like, what does this part of me need? Like, what is the root need that is not being fulfilled, that is trying to be fulfilled in a destructive way? Self-destructive, destructive to, you know, relationships, that sort of thing. So those are just some questions you might want to ask yourself instead of beating yourself up if you are hard on yourself like I am. I have Saturn in Virgo in the 4th house with my North Node opposing my Sun. So Saturn opposing your Sun can be really challenging. It can feel very restricting and all of that. So we have to rise above the planets. Also, I meant to say when I said happy Sunday, that I hope you guys got out and got some sunshine today, if it was available where you are. Sunday is when the ancients honored the sun. That's why it got its name. So thank you, Ra, for your light and warmth and life, consciousness. All right, let's see what the message is. I don't want to make this too long. Okay, I'm gonna pull a few until I get a clear story, and then I'll share them with you. Woo! So I'd love to hear in the comments if anybody had anything come up this weekend. For me, it was inner teenager. I don't know if you're familiar with parts work, but you know, we have lots of parts within us. It doesn't mean you have multiple personalities. It just means you have lots of parts that developed at different times in your life, and some of those parts might be buried, some of those parts might be wounded, some of those parts might be dominant, and they don't let the other parts ever have a voice. But for me, it was definitely the inner teenager. The age and stage I was at around my first heartbreak, that sort of thing, that's the one that seems to me to pop up the most. So, okay. Angels, spirit guides, what do we need to hear today? Woo! Okay, that's too many. Let's see. We'll get one or two more. Nice. Oh my God, beautiful. Okay. So the current energy, or the energy of this weekend, might have been looking something like this. This is 5 of Swords in this deck. Change your focus. I believe green. You know what? This is Cups. 5 of Cups. Okay, that makes more sense. So Five of Cups can talk about sorrow, grief, sadness, right? So if you are doing parts work and one of those parts is really struggling and you're not acknowledging it, you're ignoring it, denying it, pushing through, you know, all the things our society tells us to do when grief and sorrow comes up, it can just fester. So even though this says change your focus, it's good to change your focus, but don't deny what's coming up. Instead, change your focus to what is this asking me to look at? You know, change your focus from, oh, I'm so sad, I'll never not be sad, to what is this sadness and grief trying to tell me, right? Because then we have Master, which is the devil card in this deck. And see how the heart is behind bars? It's locked in a cage, but see that green light wanting to heal, and he's surrounded by green light too, wanting to get out of the cage, right? So change your focus to what does my heart need to shift this Five of Cups. It's actually really beautiful together, because then when you do, we've got the Ace of Cups and the Six of Wands. So in this deck, it's love abounds. And that's, see this pouring in. This is when you really understand that your cup is filled by the divine first. And it fills up that heart chakra, right? And then it can pour out to the rest of the world. That love is all around you. Love is all that exists. Love is the fabric of the universe, right? And when you're connecting with that love, especially in times of grief, sorrow, old wounding, that's where the heart healing is. And Six of Wands in this deck is believe and succeed. It's very phallic actually, but you know, the wands are the action, the passion, the spirit fire, and so I really like this card too. So it's like a boat of some sort, and it's just pointed directly at the light. The way the sun's hitting, it's really cool too. Okay, awesome. Hopefully that was a clear message for everybody. And then I wanted to get us an animal and a star dragon, which is a deck I haven't used on here except for maybe one short. Oh, sweet Animal Kingdom, what do you have to tell us? I love these cards. They're sweet, simple, and I say sweet just like because I'm an animal lover. Some of these animals are ferocious, which we need sometimes too, right? Let's see what it is. All right. There it is. My favorite. It's the whale spirit. Honor your soul's purpose, soul's path. You know, the whales are ancient ancestors of ours. The Native Americans had legends about the whales and dolphins coming down from Sirius, which is a star that was also honored in the Egyptian culture as well. It's where many of us have spent time. You know, the whales and dolphins are so intelligent and emotionally intelligent. They have a huge ability to communicate. Their consciousness is extremely high. You can play whale sounds on YouTube, so somebody might be feeling called to do that. Let's just see what the bottom of the deck is. Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. Beautiful. Okay, so this Star Dragons deck is new for me too, fairly new. There's the creator. So I might read out of the book for this one. But the artwork's amazing. Each dragon is linked with a constellation in this deck. So some of you guys, if you identify as star seeds, you might know which constellation or fixed star that you identify with. You may not, but these cards have some good insights. Let's see what's out. Ooh, resilience, number 21. So the number 21, 3, which is the world card in Tarot also. Resilience, finding your limits. I mean, look at the power. Look at the purple. See this dragon? Whew. And then this guy down here is just like riding the wave. He's got one hand up like, woo! I got my dragon with me. It's amazing. So let's read what this one is. 21. Resilience, finding your limits. It's Canis Major. Wow. Holy shit. The star is Sirius, which is Alpha Canis Majoris. Where's the whale card? Wow. We just talked about Sirius. So some of you guys are my Syrian brothers and sisters. I want y'all to be able to see it. Okay. Wisdom of the Herald. Enough is enough. There comes a time when the fire within burns brightly with an intuition, shouting forth, it is time! Time to know when to quit. Baby, it's cold outside. Look within for that inner warmth and knowledge of self. Set your boundaries. Know your limits. Find what works for you right now. The outside world is irrelevant. Hallelujah! The entire universe resides inside of you. Wisdom of the Dragon. Limits were made to be surpassed and finish lines crossed. You know your limit, but after a certain point, you will re-emerge to tackle a new challenge. Stronger and better than ever before. You bounce back. You are resilient. It's time to push it to the limit and beyond. So the Star Dragon Invocation. Setting boundaries and knowing your limit, when to say when, require a lot of self-reflection and meditation. Take time out of your day to establish what works for you. Listen to your inner voice. And once you have established your stance and retreated to safety, God, this is resonating for me for sure. I hope it's helping somebody else. You can bounce back better than ever with resiliency, power, and grace. It's about retreating within and then getting right back on the playing field when the time comes. Be unstoppable. Oh, that last little line was from my dad in heaven. He was a baseball player. And it says getting back on the playing field. So thank you, Dad. Love you. All right, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you soon. Bye.